I know, boys. Yeah! Good on you, Thomas Burgess! Good on you, Tommy! South Sydney! Yes! Yes! Go! Yes! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! Go! Go! Yes! 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 Go! Yes! Yes! Good on you, Joy! Let's go, boys! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! South Sydney! Go! Go! Yes! Yes! Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the YouTube channel of Cody's Footy World. My name is Cody. Hope you guys are having a very delightful Tuesday afternoon on the 6th of May, 2025. Welcome back to another NRL live stream and yet another NRL tipping live stream as well. Now, I'm just come back from Magic Round just a few days ago. Magic Round was such an amazing event. It always is. This year was no doubt one of the better ones as well. What I say was better than last year, that's up to debate. But other than that, I'll get into Magic Round or my overview of it in just a short moment. But if you guys are new around here, don't forget to give this stream a like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new around here, and don't forget to also comment down if you guys are watching this live, comment your tips, or if you're watching this after as a video, don't forget to comment down below your tips for each of the games that are happening. It is round 10. We are almost halfway through the season already. Can't believe it's already gone quick. And we're only 3 to 4 weeks away as well until Origin is on the horizon. So we find out in just a few short weeks of who gets selected for New South Wales and Queensland, which I believe that will be after round 11, I think, because round 12 will be the first official Origin effective round. But anyways, guys, we'll go over as well the tips for last week as well, how much I got correct. Wasn't good for tipping last week, unfortunately, for Magic Round. I only got 3 out of 8 correct. Once again, 2 weeks in a row, we've got 3 out of 8. Oh, I've got 3 out of 8 tips. Got the Sharks correct against Parramatta. Tigers holding on to beat the Dragons, and the other game was who played? Oh yeah, Bulldogs over the Titans. Almost got the Melbourne Raiders one correct. Raiders getting a 2-point win over Melbourne. But overall, Magic Round 25, it was a lot of fun. It was great to be there. Unfortunately, I wish the Rabbitohs had won. Obviously, injuries at the moment had affected us, and fortunately, we got flogged by the Knights. But overall, had a lot of fun at Magic Round. And also, if you guys didn't notice as well, I was also on Sunrise on Friday and Saturday of Magic Round, which that was a lot of fun. Shout out to the Sunrise crew that got me on there as well. Really appreciated their time for me having on there, and I'm glad I was a part of that as well. But anyways, guys, with that out of the way, and also if you guys have not seen any of the Magic Round vlogs, make sure you go check it out once you're done watching the stream or once you're done watching the video. But anyways, guys, without further ado, let's get into the round 10 NRL tips. And with the first one, we begin on Thursday night. We've returned to Sydney for this week as well. For the first game this week, we have the 17th place Parramatta Eels going on against the 14th place Dolphins. Now, last week, the Eels opened up Magic Ground against the Sharks, losing to them 28 points to 18. Eels did show a good display after coming off a bye and also beating the Tigers as well. And as for the Dolphins, well, they had a really slow start against the Roosters, eventually coming back, but was too little too late. They lost to the Roosters also on the Friday, losing 36-26. Both those games were very solid as well. But these two go against each other this week, and it's a bottom four clash as well. So expect not a good game, but we will see. Now let's go through the team changes for both teams. Now for the Eels, there's been one change. Matt Dury has been added to the bench in place of Semi Tavila Atali. Brandon Hands is listed among the reserves as he closes on a return from a knee injury. Ryan Madison is listed as 18th. Why has Brian Madison not been playing? He's one of their better back rowers, in my opinion. And for Dolphins, a double boost in the forwards with Felice Kafusi and Kurt Donohue from a knee and an ankle injury, respectively. Mark Nichols reverts to the bench, and Orlin Kalili drops to reserves. Jerry Marshall King will miss the game due to complications from a cut from earlier in the season. For this game's going to really be a 50-50 call for this one. But being back at CommBank, and I know the Dolphins had a slow start last week and came back eventually, but as we know, Dolphins do not win in Sydney. They've only won once in Sydney in their short history so far. So for this one, we're going to go Parramatta to win this one. Eels to win by 4, I reckon. I know they're in last at the moment. They haven't had a good start of the season, but they've been starting to do better. Eels to win by 4. Scoreline will go 18-14 scoreline. First try scorer comes from the Dolphins. We will go Hammer Tabuai Fido to score first, and at anytime try scorers for both teams. We will go Josh Adokar from the Eels and from the Dolphins. Let's go Tom Gilbert to score a try. So Eels to win the first on Thursday, 1-12, and now we move into our 2 Friday night games. The first one kicking off at 6 p.m. We have from Newcastle, McDonald Jones Stadium, we have the Newcastle Knights going on against the Gold Coast Titans. Now, last week at Magic Round, the Knights put a belt ring against the Rabbitohs, winning 30-4, snapping their 5-game losing streak that have happened since round 3, and bye thrown in there as well. And as for the Titans, well, unfortunately, they had lost their halfback, Tom Weaver, at the start of the half, vouching for the Dogs to get many opportunities. Titans did fought back, but it was too little too late. Titans end up losing 38 points to 18 against the Bulldogs. And as we know for this game, whenever these two playing against each other, the home team always usually wins. The Titans have not won in Newcastle since like 2015 or 2016, which is crazy to think about. Same thing when Knights can't win up on the Gold Coast as well since 2015 or something like that. Belinda Sharp's the referee. Oof. There's going to be a lot of controversial calls in this game, that's for sure. Now let's go through the team list for both teams. So Adam O'Brien has listed the same team from last week. Tyson Gamble is in the reserves after returning from a broken nose in New South Wales Cup, while Thomas Cant is 18th man. Now for the Titans, Tom Weaver will miss this game due to a concussion suffered in the early minutes of the game. Jojo Fafita is back after missing with an arm infection, while Jaden Campbell also returns from a cystinosis injury at halfback. Campbell's return a couple of weeks ahead of schedule is a timely boost for the Titans, who have lost 5 in a row on the trot. So for some reason, teams love to lose 5 in a row and then they win the following. Then they win their next game, but I don't think that will happen this week. David Fafita is unavailable for a recall as he seeks further medical advice for an ongoing ankle complaint. I think that is bullshit, honestly. I think they're trying to release him, I reckon. For this game, however, I will back the Knights in this one. Now, I know that Knights have not been playing well this year, but they put a scoreline against us. I mean, they weren't impressive, but they were pretty good. So we'll go to the Knights to win this one. And these two did play against each other not long ago as well, so I reckon Knights will get revenge against them as well. Knights to win by 8. Scoreline go 18-10. First try scorer, Dane Gagai. It was his 200th game last week. Gets the first try. Anytime try scorers go Khan Pereira, and we'll also go Kai Pearce-Paul to score. So Knights to win in the first Friday game, 1-12. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move into our main event on the Friday night. My boys, South Sydney Rabbitohs, coming off 4 in a row losses now, going against a team that ultimately choked last week and had a shit game in their own right. The Brisbane Broncos kicking off at 8 p.m. from a Accor Stadium. And, oh, hello, what do we have here? Well, I got the Broncos flag right here. Ooh, I smell a win for us this week. Hopefully we can get the win, but anyways, let's go through both the teams, shall we? So for the Broncos last week, as I just pointed out, they choked against the Panthers. I mean, they've been up and down this year, but my goodness, that was their worst performance this year by a long mile. They lost 32-8 against the Panthers. They lost on their own turf, even though they were the away team, and they were heckled and booed by Brisbane fans, which that was great to see. And as for the Rabbitohs, obviously didn't enjoy this game. We were the first game on the Saturday against the Knights, and we lost 30 points to 4. Luckily, we got a try. Unfortunately, though, we did pick up 2 injuries. Peter Mamazulis with a dislocated elbow, and Jai Gray suffered a cork, but he has been named this week as well. But I don't know if he will play this week. Hopefully he does. We need all the troops that we can get. We've got the most injury-affected team at the moment, and we have Peter Guff as the referee again. Chris Butler in the bunker. No surprise there, honestly. But anyways, let's go through the team list for both teams. I'll actually start with the Broncos first because there is a lot to go for the Rabbitohs. So for the Broncos, so Ezra Mam has completed his 9-game suspension. However, he is not playing this week. He's in Queensland Cup. So Ben Hunt and Adam Reynolds are in the halves. Fletcher Baker returns from a knee injury to replace Jaden Hunt, who drops to the reserves. Now let's go for the Rabbitohs team list. Latrell's back from suspension, captains the side once again. And the GOAT, Jamie Humphries, is finally back on board after missing 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. Funny enough, we have not won a single game since Jamie was injured, or other than the Roosters game, of course. Sevilla Havili also returns from an injury. Peter Mumsilis is out with a dislocated elbow. Jai Gray has been named despite leaving the field on Saturday. Fletcher Myers comes into the side on the wing, and Isaiah Tass into the centres. Naked back to the second row. Jai Arrow and Keon Kolomatangi start in the front row. Lachlan Hubner also starts at lock. And the biggest one of all, Totola has been dropped as to 18th man. I'm not surprised about that one. This is also his 150th game, should he be played this week as well. And Schuster has played in 4 New South Wales Cups games in the reserve stages for his first NRL appearance since 2023. So quite a lot of changes there and a few position changes as well for the Rabbitohs. Great to actually see Jamie at 7 and Jamie, sorry, not Jaden, and Jaden at 6, but Lewis Dodd's in the reserves again, which I don't agree with, but I guess that there's a reason why that Wayne doesn't play him. But anyways, for the game, always got to back my boys no matter what. It's going to be tough. We've got a tough schedule coming up ahead. We are playing at least the next 6 games against current top 8 teams, which includes the Tigers next week as well. So this should be our game to win, snap at that losing streak, but it's going to be tough. Rabbits to win by 10, scoreline 28-18. First try scorer. This is going to be bold. Jamie to score the first try in his first game back. And anytime try scorers will go Cobbo to score. And for Rabbits, let's go Ewan Aiken to score. So Rabbits to win 1-12. Come on, boys. We got to bounce back. Otherwise, we're going to be in the bottom 4 after the completion of round 10, which that's not good signs for us. But obviously, injuries are affecting the team, but we must move on. And now we move on to our Saturday games. The first one kicking off at 3 p.m. from GIO Stadium. This is going to be the game of the round, in my opinion, and the most hardest game to pick this week as well. and there's quite a few of them as well. But this is the hardest, I reckon. So for the Raiders last week, coming off a very amazing golden point thriller against the Storm in the last game of Magic Round, they came back from 14-0 down, and Melbourne were given a field goal, but a penalty went to the Raiders. And in the last 2 minutes, going down, scoring near the sticks, from KO Weeks scoring the winning try, making it 18-all. We go to golden point. And a Jamal Fogarty penalty goal from, I think it was 20, 30 metres out, sealed the win. Canberra getting a magical win over the Storm, which Raiders love playing the Storm, and Storm hate playing the Raiders. So that was excellent to see. What a way to finish off that round. And as for the Bulldogs, beating the Titans, they weren't that good, but they were good to win 38 points to 18. And now we go through the team list for both teams. So for the Raiders, no changes to the side from a great comeback. Corey Horsburgh left the field for a late HIA, but has been named to play. As the Raiders go for 6 in a row wins, which is nuts to see. And as for the Bulldogs, Matt Burton returns from suspension. Bailey Haywood reverts to the bench. Jacob Preston has been named despite getting slapped with a 3-game suspension. He is heading to the judiciary tonight. Should he be successful, he will play this week. But if he's not successful, then he will miss 4 games. So that's going to be a big loss for the Dogs. Should they lose Jacob Preston as well? But for my tip, this is going to be such a great game. But despite the Raiders winning that comeback win, they've come back for the last 3 games in a row and win. I reckon the Dogs will just get this one, despite losing Jacob Preston. I reckon he won't play this week anyway. But I'll go the Dogs to win just by 2 points only. Scoreline 24-22. First try scorer goes Stephen Crichton. Anytime try scorers will go Hudson Young, and we'll also go Viami kick out of score. So back rollers to score in this game for both of them. Bulldogs to win 1-12. I won't be surprised if the Raiders do win, but it will be a great moment. But gone with the Dogs to win this one. And now we move into the 5:30 game. We have from Wynn Stadium, we have the St George Illawarra Dragons going on against the New Zealand Warriors. Well, the Warriors last week, they managed to hold on a Cowboys comeback to win 30 points to 26 in a high-scoring affair. The game after Rabbits and the Knights. And as for the Dragons, they also played the Saturday on Magic Round. They were just a little too short to beat the Tigers, just going down 34-28 in a entertaining, high-scoring affair. Both of these games were excellent as well, but just a little too short for the Dragons, but put on a great performance. Now let's go through the team changes for both of them. So just one, Emma Goulart replaced on the bench by 19-year-old Loco Pacifici Tonga. What a name for the middle name. I think I said that correct. If I got it wrong, I apologize. He will make his NRL debut, so congratulations if he should he stay in the side. Lachlan Ilias is among the reserves after a 2-try effort in New South Wales Cup last weekend, so he got dropped, but there's a chance he might play this week. Now, we go into the Warriors side. Daniel Lestiak finally plays his first game of the season after dislocating his wrist during the preseason challenge. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck is also among the reserves as he returns from a hamstring injury. Kurt Catewell is in the back row. She's got back row to the centre in place of Rocco Berry hamstring injury. And Jacob LeBon returns from concussion. Edward Cosi is out with a chest injury. So this is also another game I reckon it's going to be a really good game. However, the Warriors don't have a good record down at Wynn Stadium. Their last win was either last year or the year before. I think it was last year. But I reckon I'm going to go for an upset here. I reckon I'm going to go to Dragons in this one. I know last week they fell a bit short, but they played better at Wollongong than at Cogra. So Dragons, I reckon they're going to win in this one by 6 points. Scoreline 24-18. I know the Warriors are on a streak at the moment, and they've done well this year, but I reckon the Dragons will just get the first try scorer. We'll go Damien Cook, and anytime try scorers will go Corey Allen, and we'll also go Adam Pompey we'll go DWZ in his first game of the year. So Dragons to win in this one, just 1-12, and now we move into our last Saturday game, kicking off at 7:35 p.m. from Queensland Country Bank Stadium up in Townsville. We have the North Queensland Cowboys going on against the Penrith Panthers. Now, last week, the Cowboys' 4-game winning streak came to an end, to the Warriors losing 30 points to 26. They did come back in the second half, however, just a little too short, little too late. And as for the Panthers, 2023 grand final rematch pretty much again, and Nathan Cleary, oh my God, what a performance he had, leading the Panthers to a massive win, 32 points to 8. And they are not in last, but they're still in the bottom 4, however. And what a performance by the Panthers. Great to see them beat the Broncos like that. I know I tipped the Broncos last week, but that was excellent to see, and that was a lot of fun watching that game. So good to see that Broncos fans booing their own players, which was funny. Now, for the Cowboys, we will look at their first. So Sam McIntyre will start at lock, as Ruben Cotter has unfortunately been slapped with a 2-game suspension with a careless high tackle. Thomas McKaylee has been named on the bench for his first game of the year after a strong run in Queensland Cup with the Mackay Cutters. And as for the Panthers, Brian Toto returns for his first game since round 4 after suffering a hamstring injury. Well, Mitch Kenny and Brad Snyder also return as well. Thomas Jenkins has moved to the interchange, while Trent Taloa, Luke Summerton, and Maverick Guy drop out. This is going to be another tough game to pick as well. But with the Panthers players back on they've got, and unfortunately Ruben Cotter, who's the heart and soul for the Cowboys, along with their other captain, Tom Dearden, I reckon the Panthers will just get this one done. So Panthers to win this one by 4. Go score of 22-18. And for first try scorer, we'll go to the Cowboys first, I reckon. We'll go Jackson Purdy to score first. And anytime try scorers, we'll go Nathan Cleary to score like he did last week. I believe he scored. I can't remember. And we'll also go Jemirai Nanai to score for the Cowboys. So Panthers to win in a close game, 1-12. And now we move into our Sunday fixtures. The first game kicking off at 2 p.m. from Amy Park. We have the Melbourne Storm going on against the West Tigers. Last week, the Melbourne ultimately choked in their fantastic clash against the Raiders, one of the games of the year. Storm went out 14-0, and then Raiders come back to win 20 points to 18 in Golden Point from a penalty goal, and also. And initially, the Storm were given a field goal from Ryan Paffenhauser. However, there was a penalty in that set as well, which that field goal was taken off, and the rule I didn't even know about as well. And unfortunately, just like the Sharks and Tigers from 2 weeks ago, a penalty goal, a high tackle from one of the Melbourne players, which led to a Jamal Fogarty penalty goal, losing the game 20 points to 18. And as for the Tigers, beating the Dragons in a high-scoring game, holding them off to a 34-28 fantastic game between each other. I know it was a high-scoring, but obviously give the Tigers credit. 5 wins, and they're in the top 8 once again. 5 wins, 4 losses. 1 more win, and they've got the same amount of wins from when they finished in 2024. But let's go through the team list for both teams. So Craig Bellamy has named us name 17. That went down to the Raiders in Golden Point. Harry Grant will remain sidelined with a hamstring injury. West Tigers have only made one change. Brett Nate, it's the same change, but Brett Naden has been named in the centre spot, leaving the field with a knee injury. back at Magic Ground. So same team list for both players. But for this one, it's at Amy Park in Melbourne. I'm sorry, Tigers have only won once or twice down there. But so we'll go to Melbourne to win this one. But it will be absolutely great to see the Tigers win in this one. But I will stick with Melbourne to win by 10. First try, we will go. We'll go Xavier Coates for the first try. And anytime try scorers, we will go for Jermaine Buller from the Tigers, and for the Storm, I reckon Xavier Coates goes over for a double for this one. So Melbourne to win in a close one by 10, 1-12. And now we move into our final game. We have the Battle of the Beaches. We head over to 4 Pines Park, Sunday, 4 o'clock kickoff. We have the Manly Seagulls going on against the Cronulla Sutherland Sharks. Now, Sharks last week, they put on a good performance against the Eels, winning 28-18. And as for Manly, coming off their first bye of the year, the week before putting an impressive win over the Panthers at CommBank, 26 points to 10. And these two had only clashed at back at Optus Stadium only 4 weeks ago and 3 games ago as well for Manly, which that's not what I'd love to see, but it's not the first time that they've done this year as well. But let's go through the team list for both the teams. So starting with Manly first. So Jason Saab and Jack Dvojevic return after an ankle and concussion respectively. Dvojevic will start a prop. Jazz Tabunga retaining his place at lock. Ethan Bullymore moving back to the bench. Tommy Talau shifts into the interchange after filling on the wing in the past 3 games. Josh Aliwai remains sidelined for shoulder injury. And then as for the Sharks, Daniel Atkinson joins the bench in place of Sophia Talakai. Jaden Burrell is listed as 18th man up. Atkinson filled the role last week. This is another 50-50 decision. There's quite a few this week, but for this one, they merely do very well at Brookie, but the Sharks have won the last few games against Manly at 4 Pines Park as well. And for this one, I know the Sharks weren't at their best last week, but I'm going to Sharks to win this one by 6. Scoreline, we're going to go, let's go 28-22 scoreline. First try scorer comes from Manly, from Tom Dvojevic. Anytime try scorers, we're going to go Daly Cherry Evans. And we'll also go Britton Nakora to score as well. So Sharks to win in this one, 1-12. And that pretty much is going to wrap up my round 10 NRL tipping video, guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed the stream, and hopefully, if you guys are watching this back as a video, hope you guys have enjoyed the video as well. Don't forget to like the stream, like the video, subscribe to the channel for you guys are new around here, and don't forget to comment down below of what your tips are for this week as well. Good luck to your teams this week, except for the Brisbane Broncos. All right. Broncos are one of the teams that I massively hate as well, and we're going to beat them this week. It's going to be tough, but I reckon we can get it done. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe to the channel. And, of course, I will be at the game on Friday night as well. Another vlog coming as well this week. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.